mainstream TV media have been lying to you all along about the Madeleine McCann case. And in this ear-old video, we're going to prove it with facts. Undeniable facts. Leaving you with the questions, why would TV media lie to us? And what's going on here?
Words cannot describe the anguish and despair that we are feeling as the parents of our beautiful daughter Madeleine. We request that anyone who may have any information related to Madeleine's disappearance, no matter how trivial, contact the Portuguese police and help us get her back safely. Please, if you have Madeleine, let her come home to her mummy, daddy, brother and sister.
This case has touched the hearts of millions of people around the world. The not knowing exactly what happened to Madeleine McCann is still surrounded in mystery to this very day. Madeleine McCann was born in 2003 on the 12th of May in the city of Leicester, England. She was the loving daughter to Kate and Gerry McCann, two highly profiled doctors, both working in the same trade. Madeleine McCann went missing at the Ocean Club Resort in Praia da Luz in Portugal on the evening of May the 3rd in 2007. Madeleine was sleeping in her family hotel apartment, that's apartment 5A, while her parents dined at a nearby family restaurant within the local family resort complex. The parents and friends took turns in checking up on the children who were sleeping in their respective apartments each and every 30 minutes. And it was during one of these checkups at around 10 PM, Katie McCann discovered that Madeleine was missing and she wasn't in her bed.
The Portuguese police have been searching throughout the day, perplexed and baffled like so many here. This is an adjacent apartment to where the McCanns were staying, and this room identical in layout to where Madeleine was taken from. And the question now preoccupying police is, did somebody break in? And if so, how did they get through this type of shutter? Locals and holidaymakers alike joined the hunt. But 24 hours on, despite forensic efforts and a careful look for fingerprints that might point to a suspect, there appear to be no clues and no obvious leads. And the sense of shock is immense.
Despite extensive searches and police investigations, Madeleine's whereabouts remains unknown, leading many people to believe that maybe she'd been kidnapped and sold for millions of pounds to a foreign family overseas, with others speculating that the young girl is no longer alive and has indeed been killed by something or someone. Over the years, there's been many different suspects with many different ideologies, and with many people all pointing the finger of suspicion at many different people, including the McCann's parents themselves, as who's to blame. And yet what makes this case so compelling is that many eyewitnesses have all come forward with what they would call so-called solid information. Descriptions of Madeleine and descriptions of a suspicious man have all been given in to the police, but yet no solid evidence has been put together with facts. Solid, undeniable facts. These whirlpools of eyewitness accounts and ideologies have been spinning their course for almost 18 years.
Frankly, as a criminologist, this case is bewildering. It's baffling. This isn't just a mystery, it's multiple mysteries. This isn't just a whodunit, but how did this happen?
And yet it doesn't feel like the police are any closer to solving this case or finding Madeleine. It just seems like a lost cause. And then one day, and straight out the blue, this happened.
It was a big story 16 years ago. A little girl disappearing in Portugal. Now a woman is claiming on social media she is the missing British toddler Madeleine McCann. We have a picture of who claims to be a 21-year-old Julia Faustina of Poland. She became wildly popular on social media this month when she started posting on Instagram under the handle, I am Madeleine McCann. Just this week, she just suggested that Kate and Gerry McCann agreed to take a DNA test. But is this a solved mystery?
Yeah, Julia Faustina, a Polish woman, went public in February in 2022, posting on her Instagram social media expressing her belief that she might be Madeleine McCann based on certain physical similarities and a gap in her own family history. Julia's social media gathered exclusive and extensive media coverage globally, with all major news outlets reporting on her claims. Her story was widely shared on social media platforms and soon catching the attention of Katie and Jerry McCann. Jerry and Katie McCann's representative Francisco Marco said that they're all definitely open to exploring all possibilities and even offering Julia a DNA test. The world held their breath as tension grew, leading to many hundreds of thousands of people around the world feeling quite optimistic. Has little Maddie been found? Is this really happening, and could this be possible? The world waited.
A Polish woman who believes she might be Madeleine McCann has submitted samples for a DNA test to determine if she truly is the young British girl who disappeared on vacation back in 2007. A private investigator for this lady, her name is Julia Wandelt, and she is claiming that she is not her parents or the parents who raised her, not their biological daughter, and says there is evidence that she was trafficked to Poland by an international sex trafficking group.
Madeleine was just 3 years old when she vanished while on vacation with her parents in Portugal nearly 16 years ago. And at one point, Julia, her Instagram bio actually included the fact that Madeleine's parents, Kate and Jerry McCann, agreed to a DNA test to see if she is their long-lost daughter.
And finally, at the beginning of 2023, the news became public, broadcasted on all major TV news channels. The DNA was not a match.
A woman who reckoned she could be missing Madeleine McCann has received the DNA test results. Julia Wandelt's been in the news for months, but the DNA test showed she's not the missing British girl, but that she's Polish, as her parents said all along.
And as hope turned into despair and despair turned into hatred, a cruel and negative backlash wave on social media aimed at Julia gave her no other choice but to shut down her Instagram media profile. And so, case closed, right? Wrong. Because what I'm about to show you is 100% proof that the mainstream media have done nothing but lie to you about this case thus far, and that the mainstream media have gone above and beyond to lie to you all about the DNA testing matching negative. The DNA test was never taken in the first place. In fact, what I'm about to let you listen to next is deeply shocking and disturbing, to say the least. And that's not to mention the deeply unhinged, policing and low level of understanding and care towards this vulnerable woman. In fact, PC Bonehead shows very little help and support in regards. A very typical narcissistic trait.
Who is calling?
It's the police.
Ah, okay, police.
I'm a police officer from the Metropolitan Police.
Okay.
And I work on Operation Grange, the Madeleine McCann case.
Okay.
And we actually spoke, my name's Mark, we actually spoke a number of years ago.
Yes, 2022.
Yeah, you rang me when you were in a hospital.
Yes, I remember you.
Oh, good. So I told you back then that you weren't Madeleine McCann, but obviously a lot's happened since then. So I'm just ringing because I'm obviously aware you went to Leicester, to Rothley at the anniversary, and you also went to Charing Cross Police Station.
That's true.
Yeah, and they did a intelligence report just to say that you attended, and they took your DNA.
Yes.
So, and then I know that you rang police again on the...
Yes, because I was worried because no one had called me, and I was like,
Yeah.
Let's be honest here, if you truly believed you was Madeleine McCann or seriously confused about who you were, and you reported the situation to the police and no one got back to you or your inquiries, of course you're going to be worried, and so she's 100% entitled to make that call.
On the 31st of May. So obviously we have been following everything. We know everything that's gone on with you, and we, Yeah, so
I never lied. I never lied. I mean, everything that was said by this fake fraud Fia Johansson from USA wasn't true.
Yeah, well, I mean, all I'm going to say is what I said back in 2022. You are not Madeleine McCann, okay? I know that's hard to hear, and I know you've been told this by many people, but you have to remember we've worked on this investigation for since 2011.
Ever since Madeleine went missing, the police have opened up Operation Grange, a specific policing operation that's dedicated to unravelling the truth and solving the case. And because this case has been ongoing for almost 20 years, you would believe that the police would be willing to investigate any lines of inquiries, right?
I've worked on this
I know.
Yeah.
But did you get results?
Yeah.
Can you give me a copy?
Of what, sorry?
Of DNA results.
Oh, we haven't sent the DNA. It's not being tested.
Why?
We can't spend public money on something like that.
Our government is happy, our police force is happy to spend hundreds of thousands of pounds each and every week on policing the streets in major cities up and down the country, supporting these war march efforts that crowd past city streets and bringing violence and traffic to a standstill throughout the UK. But yet they can't spend £600 on a potential criminal case and DNA testing.
Okay, I don't understand this because they told me, okay, so why are you, okay, can I ask a question?
Yeah.
Why are you saying without any testing that I am not Madeleine when I clearly can remember some things because I got flashbacks? And there is a person, and listen to me, please, don't hang up the phone. There is a person, okay, there is a person who claims, I don't believe in this, but he claims he's medium. And I didn't tell anyone about flashbacks that I have besides on one person from police. I didn't tell anyone. And he knows exactly where I was. And I remember being in basements, and I'm not crazy. And you can test me by psychologists, psychiatrists. I had depression. Okay, I had depression, but that is all.
Okay, let's be honest, if she was abducted and can't remember her childhood alongside her Polish parents, but can remember vivid memories of being at a holiday resort and being confused with certain gaps in her memory in childhood, she's entitled to feel somewhat depressed.
And I remember many things. And I don't know, how can you say that I'm not Madeleine without any testing?
Unbelievable. The police are willing to spend all that money on war protest marches up and down the cities in our country, spending hundreds of thousands, but not on a simple DNA test that she's more than entitled to.
Okay, so I know the person you talk about. He's a psychic. He's a medium, and we have lots of psychics and mediums contacting us. And there's no truth in what they say. Okay, people have dreams. People are religious. They contact us. We know that you are not Madeleine McCann, okay? And
now, I'm not saying she is or isn't Madeleine McCann, but what I am pointing out at this time is that Gary and Kate have both agreed to do a DNA test because they both have seen physical similarities.
You're not the first person. I had an American girl who had actually a problem with her eye, and she had thoughts similar to you. It was very similar. She had some memories when she was a child, etc. And she travelled from the USA to London, and we saw her, and we had to tell her the same thing, that she was not Madeleine.
But you got so many phones and you can do the DNA test? Like, I don't understand, like, the reason.
Yeah, as I said, we are happy, we are satisfied, okay? And this is not just me talking, this is the team that work on this investigation. We are happy and satisfied that you are not Madeleine McCann. You are one of many hundreds of people, I'm going to say hundreds, who think they are Madeleine.
But what are you based on? Like, there was no DNA test.
I can't go into the details, okay?
But sorry, I mean, with all respect.
Okay, it's an ongoing investigation. You have had treatment over many years for mental health issues.
Yes.
Oh, nice. Great move. Well done, Bone Brain. Blame it on mental health. A common statistic, 2 out of every 3 people at some point in their life will suffer with poor mental health. We won't give you a DNA test because you've got mental health problems. Wow. What a villain.
I had, but every single person who would be even abducted would have problem with health. Like,
No.
Mental health issues after being kidnapped and not knowing who you really are would have been quite an obvious and normal reality for that person, or anyone in that situation for that matter.
What I'm saying is that unfortunately, having mental health issues is not nice. It's not pleasant.
It's not nice, but I'm fine now.
Yeah, okay. If you're fine, then you need to accept that you.
But you didn't do DNA tests.
Yeah, but you've got to accept that you've got loving parents and family back home.
What are you talking about? Okay.
They are your family, okay? You're not Kate and Jerry's daughter.
But you don't know this because you didn't compare my DNA with them.
Hypothetically speaking, if Madeleine was sold after being kidnapped, which is a possibility of course, her captors are gonna say, we're your parents, we're your real parents.
Right, I do know from other investigations.
What is the other investigation? You didn't compare DNA.
Like I said, I can't go into detail.
Okay, but you didn't compare DNA, right?
No, and that's why I'm ringing you. I'm ringing you to tell you that we're not going to compare your DNA, so you don't wait for an answer, okay?
Guys, the fact that the police is denying this young woman a DNA test is disgusting. It's absolutely shocking.
You have to accept, and I understand your reaction. I really
No,
do.
it's not about my reaction. It's about what I can remember. It's about the person who is medium remembers, knows what I remember, and I didn't tell anyone.
Yeah, but I can't do. There's nothing else I can say. I know there's nothing else I can say that will change your mind.
No, it's not about changing my mind. It's about fucking DNA. Sorry for my words, but my parents refused to do DNA. You don't want to compare my DNA, and there are many similarities. My abuser looks like a person from picture 4B, so I don't understand. You got 192,000 pounds for investigation, and you don't want to compare DNA of someone who says.
Not wanting to, okay, we follow set procedures, and it's very hard to explain how investigations work, but we are extremely experienced in this. You are not the first person, you won't be the last person who says they are Madeleine McCann, okay? And we understand your reaction, okay? We accept that.
But I'm still saying, it's not about the reaction. It's about that you have no proofs against me, like nothing that would say that I am or I'm not, because you didn't check it, and this is unbelievable.
Right. So there's no facts at all to say you're Madeleine. Okay.
They both physically share the same rare and unique pattern within the retina of the eye. Similar chin, similar age, and similar hair colour.
No facts that say that I'm not.
There's no evidence. So we go by evidence. There is no evidence to say you're Madeleine. Everything you've said, we have been able to disprove, okay?
But you don't know what I remember, and you even don't want to know. And what about my abuser?
You've told us before.
No, I never tell. Listen.
We have been able to, no investigation, disprove all the facts. Now,
okay.
I've listened to you, but
I didn't tell. Please, last thing. Can I say last thing, and then you can do whatever you want with whatever. I just want to say that I didn't tell about my flashbacks to anyone, and I started getting them since October 2023.
Yeah, okay. Well,
so no one knew.
We spoke in 2022, and I told you weren't Madeleine, and you accepted that. Now,
no, I never accepted that. I was still trying to.
You did. I made notes, and you said okay.
This police officer completely lacks personal logic and people skills. It's a wonder, a complete mystery in itself how this officer became in charge of the McCann case itself.
Now, I'm going to finish this call. We're not going to speak to you again, okay? If you ring the police again...
Because you... Okay.
Listen to me. One last thing. We will not speak to you again. If you ring the British police or you go to Leicester again, they will contact... Any kind of contact will come back to us, okay? We are Operation Grange. It will come back to us. So it's pointless you making any more attempts to contact the British police.
Why?
And also,
If this so-called officer is telling the truth and hundreds of people have all come forward claiming to be Madeleine, then how many of those were all refused DNA tests? Let's just say Madeleine's living in Germany and decided to go public. I wonder if she got turned down for a DNA test. And just for the record, let's say she isn't Madeleine. But what's to say she doesn't belong to somebody else, another family, and without taking a DNA test? I guess we'll never really truly know.
if you do go to Leicester again and you do... they are fully aware of you now. They know who you are, and if there's offences called harassment here. If you cause any harassment, you could be arrested. Okay.
Is it blackmail? If I will go there, I will be. Yes, it is blackmail.
No, harassment's when you annoy someone.
I'm saying that you blackmail me now.
No, I'm not blackmailing.
It looks like, because I don't harass anyone.
I've just given you advice. Now, Julia, I'm really sorry to have to ring you like this. I know you don't...
No, because you just didn't check my DNA and you admitted this.
Yeah, and now I need to finish the call.
Okay, so, I will never give up. This is something that I want to tell you.
I know you won't. Okay, but you take care, yeah?
Okay,
take care.
Bye.
Take care, bye-bye.
And so that brings us up to date with the Madeleine McCann case. It's interesting to wonder why the TV media pushed the narrative that the DNA wasn't a conclusive match, when in reality it was never taken in the first place. So guys, let me know your thoughts and opinions in the comment section below. I really want to know exactly what you think to this case. And if you've enjoyed this video, then here's 2 more episodes for you guys to investigate. And with all that being said and done, guys, do look after yourself and stay safe, and I'll see you again next time when evil follows. Bye.